go, Steeler Nation. We on to 6-3. But before we get into anything, kudos to the Green Bay Packers making this a very down-to-the-wire competitive game. I don't know what it is about Mike Tomlin's regime and why we're so addicted to one-score games, nail-biters, if you will. It makes no sense. We came out the game swinging. In fact, I would argue this was the best start to a game that we've had all season. Dare I say, the last 3 seasons. It was ridiculous. We go down the field, long drives, no short fields, find the end zone on rushing plays. Since when? I think Matt Canada needs to stay on the sidelines, but he's still got to get his head out of his ass as it pertains to play calling, but we ain't talking about that right now. One way or another, we took care of business. This was easily our best game rushing the football in the last 2 years, maybe. Like, this was ridiculous. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, kudos to you guys getting the job done. I don't know why we got away from that in the second half, but that's neither here nor there. Defense, I don't recognize why we can't play a complete game. All right, we give up gasher plays left and right. That's been the staple of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense for the better part of the last decade. It's starting to get ridiculous. Can we play a complete game? Now, granted, we had Minka out. We had injuries that done happen. Quan Alexander went down. Whatever the case just so happened to be, we got to play better. All right, D-line, we got to play better. Shut down the run. Don't give up no doggone gasher plays like that. And moreover, when it's 3rd and short, when we need a stop, we got to get off the field. We got to stop letting conversions happen on 3rd and long. It's starting to get ridiculous. But we took care of business. And then, right after our game was concluded, Baltimore allowed Cleveland to make a comeback, and Houston put Cincinnati away. As I always say, it's never a matter of what the other teams in the AFC North do, but if you needed a scenario to where everything can go right for us, this was it. Because now, not only do we complete, or I should say, stay at that number 2 slot in the AFC North, all we've got to do is take care of business, and Baltimore lose another game, and guess what? We back at number 1 for the first time since, what was it, about week 4, week 5, when we was number 1? So whatever the case just so happened to be, all we got to do is keep pace in our division, and we can get a ticket to the postseason. But that's a long ways away. We've got 8 more weeks of football that we've got to make sure we go out there and capitalize on. And last but not least, I'd be remiss if I did not talk about this. Kenny Pickett needs to play better. Bar none. There is no excuse for it. There are some terrible play callings that may be coming in from Matt Canada, but the last couple of games, he's actually done a decent job with calling plays. The random jet sweeps in very weird, confusing, scenarios, that's something that we could have a conversation about. But Kenny Pickett got to be more accurate. He's got to be better with his decision making, and we must execute when we put the ball in the air. George Pickens is not getting enough targets. He's not getting enough catches. We need to change that. Deontay Johnson had a drop today that's probably not going to get talked about because we done won the doggone game, but he should have caught the ball. The ball hit him in the hands. We got to start catching footballs, man. I don't know when we're going to get Pat Freiermuth back, but we need to be able to throw the football effectively. If we can run the football like this, because the last 2 games we've actually done decent on the ground. This by far our best performance. If we can run the football like this and then somehow unlock a passing attack that could at least give us a guarantee. I ain't asking for 300 yards because you know how difficult it is for this Pittsburgh Steelers offense to get 300 yards through the air alone. All I need is 250. If you can get me 250 through the air on a consistent basis, I think we might have just unlocked something with this team. But nevertheless, here we are, 6-3, taking care of business. Can we keep this momentum going? We're going to have a very interesting stretch over the course of the next couple of weeks, so we better be on our A game. We cannot afford to go on a losing streak, let alone, take a step back as it pertains to our momentum. So, great job on the win. Do not, rest on your laurels and think, well, the season is over because we're midway through the season. We have an opportunity to do something here special, all right? Because we're starting to make those plays that are necessary to win games, but for whatever reason, we haven't played our best football game yet. So since that's the case, that leaves me optimistic. But this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lord knows every single game fixing to be a heart attack. So if you got a pacemaker, make sure you done grabbed one. If you got a stress ball, make sure that it's near you. If you're not hydrated, go and get your water, because it's fixing to be a very long season. And we're going to be spending the vast majority of the football games scratching our heads for about 59 minutes. And on that final 60 seconds, we're damn near going to be on the edge of our seats, hoping that we don't die before seeing Pittsburgh hoist up a fist in the air in victory. And last but not least, congratulations to TJ Watt passing his brother for the second most sacks all time through 100 games, and he's only played, I believe, 96 now. He probably not gonna catch Reggie White unless he has like 4, career games, 7 sacks. That's not happening. But one way or another, let's go Steelers. Moving on to 6-3, still number 2 in the division, because I believe that Baltimore came into this week 7-2. So just because you lose a game doesn't mean that you revoke a victory that they had. So let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep winning games. Everybody get your hands up in here. Steelers on 3, win on 6. 1, 2, 3, Steelers. 4, 5, 6, win. Let's go, baby. Now, if you would excuse me, I'm gonna go back out and enjoy Jamaica.
Wait a minute, it's fall season, and you know what that means. It's officially sweater weather, and I have restocked the hoodies on ChiseledAdonisShop.com just for you. It took forever, 18 months, but the inventory is finally here, and I introduced 3 new hoodies for the Chiseled Adonis definition, the Hold My Nuggets logo, and also from the east to the west, and of course, the Cardarius Tony special, What Happened to His Hands, are fully restocked alongside the most popular item, Put Your Motherfucking Head Back Down. So head over to ChiseledAdonisShop.com and grab your hoodie. Let the world know your affiliation.